everyone. My name is Katelynn, and I'm a freshman here at Vanguard University. I'm a business administration major, and welcome to My Story Matters. So a little bit about me. I'm part of VU Forum, which is a political awareness club here on campus, and I'm also part of APIC, which is the Asian and Pacific Islander Club, which are two very incredible communities to be a part of. So I would highly recommend checking out their events that they're going to be having this month, and just looking at their Instagrams, if anything. I do come from a Christian home. I've been a Christian all my life. I've gone to church every Sunday. I went to youth group. I got baptized in junior high. And so I did a lot of those typical Christian things that you would do. So I don't think I noticed any changes in my life or felt moved in any way until my sophomore year of high school. So I went to a public school, and a lot of the community that I surrounded myself by was very motivated to be successful. They were very motivated to get all A's, to attend every class, and so I kind of adapted those habits. So I would join clubs, I would try to maintain straight A's as best as I could, and just maintain a good reputation for myself so I could really set myself up for a successful future. And that was a really big motivator in my life at the time. So I think because it was such a huge motivator in my life, I really developed a habit of comparison. I would, whenever my friends would tell me something that they're achieving or really thriving in, I would be excited for them in the moment. But after a little while I was, alone and just thinking to myself, I would question, why aren't I as smart as them? Why am I not as attractive as them? Why am I not as talented as them? And I really kind of lost that identity and foundation in Christ, even though my family were really devoted Christians and they really tried to encourage me. But it was really up to myself and my beliefs, and just making sure that I believed what was being told to me. And in this instance, it didn't connect with me as much as I would have hoped. And I'd like to say that it's not a bad thing to have those goals and dreams and motivations, but if we're pursuing something that God doesn't have intended for our lives, we really shouldn't be pursuing it. And I would just want to emphasize to my younger self that if we're trying to find validation from other people, we're trying to appeal to a broken world, and that will never satisfy us. They will never fulfill us the way that God can and the way He wants to, and we'll never be able to experience the fullness and the goodness that He has for our lives if we're always pursuing something other than Him. And unfortunately, that took some time for me to learn. In school, when I had a test, it was an essay, and I remember getting a B on it, and I broke down crying really hard. But it just goes to show where my value was and where I thought my identity was, just getting those A's, and that was it. And then I got a C, and the pride in me was just going crazy. And so on Sundays, when my family would go to church, I would start dreading it because I realized that I could be using this time to be productive, to doing homework, to studying, to doing all of these different things that I felt would fulfill me rather than being fulfilled by His Word and learning about God. And I'm not really sure when it was, but eventually I just realized that this was getting me nowhere, and I started putting myself down so much that I really think it was affecting my mental health, and I started getting insecure because of it, because the only thing that was filling my mind was negativity and not God's truth whatsoever. So a little after this realization, I met this girl in my English class who I later found out was also a Christian in a public school. That was a big deal, And looking back, that was the exact community that I needed at the time. And she really helped me refocus my perception of myself and of what I should be pursuing and my purpose. And so after we had kind of met and talked in that class, we kind of asked, like, hey, I think she was the one who reached out to me, and she wanted to, like, hang out more. And so, of course, I agreed. And so we just kept meeting up for, like, lunch and just after school here and there. Unfortunately, a little after that, COVID had hit. It was a very unfortunate time for many people, but for her and I, we really tried to maintain that relationship that we were building. And she had the idea of starting to do, like, daily Bible studies together since we had so much free time. And so we were looking on YouTube for different like sermons to watch together, and we came across Michael Todd. He's a very renowned pastor. If you guys haven't heard of him, go watch him. We ended up starting on the series of Crazy Faith, and his sermons just really spoke to us. We were, like, journaling. We were doing kind of reflection moments on FaceTime, and sometimes they would go off to, like, like casual conversations, and other times we would just really be pouring into each other. And so after meeting her, I really refocused my relationship with God. And with COVID, I had no excuse not to try and start reading my Bible more, praying more. And that was something that I also struggled with too, because I was so busy and consumed with the daily tasks in my life. As I started being persistent in my quiet time, I found myself reestablishing my identity and filling myself with truth and just getting lost in His goodness. And sometimes that's really all you need to wake you up and realize, okay, I need to change something. I need to surrender it all to Him and just be ready for when He does call me to the next thing. So I don't remember exactly what happened after that, but all I can say is God is moving, and He's made Himself so present in my life. I just have conversations now about the mystery of God and who He is, and the things that He's speaking into the community that I have. And sometimes it is a struggle. It is a daily battle, but having the right people around you will allow you to realign your focus to Him and His truth. Now I'm just expectant as to what He's doing every single day.